Well, it is the Monday morning of July 22nd, 2013 at Kamsack, Saskatchewan, but mainly we'll be seeing Kamsack on the 21st. There's the old 1915 water tower. And look at northwest along Railway Avenue, the old hotel. And swinging around to look northeast up 3rd Avenue. Almost a perfect equilateral triangle of Kamsack is laid out perpendicular to the railway tracks, and the rest of it is all laid out cardinally, north, south, east, west. Looking southeast down Railway Avenue, that's the Viterra concrete elevator built by Saskatchewan in 1995. And there's the 1968 station there, no longer used as a passenger station, just for the crews. In the foreground here was the location of the Canadian Northern Station, a third-class variant built in 1904 at mile 100.9 from Dauphin, Manitoba, on what the CNR would call its Togo sub. There's the last wooden elevator in Kamsack, built by the Saskatchewan Wheat Pool back in 1926 and rebuilt by them in 1965. Since 1995, owned by LTS Farms. A view southeast along 1st Street. Lots of lovely old brick buildings here. The Capitol Theatre. Also on 1st. And looking down 3rd Avenue towards the site of the station. Kamsack was a divisional point on the Canadian National Railways until 1962, when dieselization took over. Beyond the station, in the Assiniboine River Valley down there, are traces of a roundhouse and a turntable pit. Lovely old brick building on 3rd Avenue. Settlers began arriving in this area in the late 1880s, attracted by the rich alluvial soils of the Assiniboine Valley, just to the west of town. The rural post office of Kamsack was established on November the 1st, 1888 to serve those folks. And Crowstown Rural PO was established on December the 1st, 1898. With the arrival of the railway and the naming of the community, the Rural PO of Kamsack changed to Brunsville on November the 1st, 1904, and the Rural PO of Crowstown was extinguished on the last day of 1904. On January the 1st, 1905, W.D. Nix opened up the Kamsack post office. There's your RCMP detachment down by Cenotaph Park. Oh, there looks like a war prize over there. A nasty old Maxim MG08. 7.92 millimeter Mauser. You wonder how many lives that one took. Likely built in the Spandau Arsenal. Lots of First Nations folks served during the World Wars in the armed forces. This monument only being recently built by them, for them. One might wonder how many of the native veterans were welcomed into this establishment over the years. And here we have Upper 3rd Avenue. The old Masonic Hall. Settlement really took off in this area after the Manitoba Northwestern Railroad reached what is now Yorkton in 1890. The excess settlers, attracted by the rich alluvial soils in the Assiniboine River Valley, an old glacial spillway, just came up this way. In 1899, the Doukhobors began arriving, followed by other Canadians, Ukrainians, people from the United States. With the coming of the railway, of course, Kamsack just boomed by World War I, it had water and sewer system in place, had a light plant, several elevators down at the trackside. Became a village on March the 10th, 1905, and was incorporated as a town on November the 1st, 1911. Kamsack is well churched. On August the 9th, 1944, a large and powerful tornado, the Kamsack cyclone, struck the town, destroying or damaging 400 houses, 100 businesses, killed 3 people. Should mention that the Northwest Company established a trading post in 1791 on the river just southeast of town. It was called Grant's House, and it was the first instance of newcomers settling in this neighborhood. By 1937, Kamsack had a gas distribution system, one of only 2 in Saskatchewan at the time, Lloydminster having the other. Here's the old Victoria School. Of course, there's complete K-12 education in 2 schools in Kamsack. Volunteer fire department. Hospital. The museum is in the 1914 power plant, and I didn't see that. And for the baseball aficionados, here are the fields, nice and lush. It really rained in Kamsack this Saturday, for most of the summer for that matter. All the campers have got their towels out drying. There's the swimming pool. And this is the campground. Just to the east is the airstrip, paved airstrip. You can land your Cessna here if you want. Kamsack's population has risen to 1825 come 2011, which is up from 1713 in 2006. Peak population was just under 3,000 in the 60s. It's the administrative center for the rural municipality of Cote, number 271. Kamsack, Saskatchewan.